Hello, this is Michelle with the Glimmers of Intuition, and I just wanted to say thank you for being on the channel. And I think we're up to 44 subscribers, but I'm really excited. I know I've been kind of absent, but I have a new schedule, so there's going to be more consistency. So I'm excited about that. So let's get into it. Today's topic is kind of everyone is you pushed out, and kind of what that refers to in like the mindset community. You may have heard of Neville Goddard. He was someone who kind of really kind of brought this to the surface, and it's basically kind of the lens that you see, and in that instance is like, you know, if you're wanting to experience something different, you know, you have to kind of identify as somebody different. And a lot of times people in the mindset community, myself included, so no judgment, you know, for the longest time I used to think it was the other person, you know, and then it was kind of a combination of, you know, going through a divorce and then dating again, and I realized, okay, you know, when I finally realized that, you know, especially when I started seeing what I was getting, I was like, okay, there's got to be, you know, I'm a science brain, so I'm very big on just kind of how things are and why, and nerding out to that. So with the channel too, I've kind of gone into, you know, I wanted to put out more content because over many years, I've just learned so much about myself, but also things that, you know, I believe everybody should get to experience what they want to experience. If that's in business, if that's in health, if that's in love, career, you know, you name it. And usually where we find the roadblock, it kind of ties to all these. I know that happened with me. And a lot of times we're looking through a lens that isn't even ours to begin with. This lens was created about when we were, you know, first formative years. And I don't blame parents or anything, because they were just doing the best they could with what they had. So if you're still in this video, that means that you're, you know, one of the other percent that, you know, you're wanting more, or you experience more, and you kind of get that, you know, we can do something about it. We're not a victim to our circumstance. You know, we can kind of take it and be an observer and go another route and be like, okay, I don't like that. However, I can go the perspective this way and, you know, start to work on, you know, either the belief or just clean off the lens, you know, look at why you think that way. And it doesn't take like a whole healing journey. It just takes awareness to see, okay, where that came from, and if it's not serving you, just discard it, you know. And for the longest time, I thought in relationships I had to like kind of perform love to get love, and that was just part of an old self-concept of mine that I'd picked up, and it just wasn't even my truth. And you know, when you start to clean up, you know, these stories, and that's a lot of it too, is that these are stories, you know, a lot of these concepts are just stories, and they're not even ones you wanted. So what's nice is that, you know, especially, you know, just with so much information out there, that, you know, you can decide what is true for you, and you know, you're the observer, you're in charge. So you can definitely experience what you're wanting to experience, you know, and it just kind of takes a different perspective. So if you're having issues with a roadblock and you want to talk with me, link will be in the description, and with my email, and we can set up a time to chat. And thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next. Take care.